Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. So here we are, right in the middle of NFL offseason chaos. And for the 49ers, it's been a whirlwind of moves, rumors, and strategic shifts. You know, the team that's been a perennial contender these past few years, always knocking on the Super Bowl door, is never resting on its laurels. And this offseason, the biggest story that's been making waves across the NFC West isn't just about draft picks or shiny new signings. No, it's about a seemingly minor move that could have some pretty big ripple effects. We're talking about the recent signing and subsequent fallout involving veteran offensive lineman DJ Humphries. Now, to set the scene for those who might not be totally plugged into every detail, right after the 2025 NFL Draft wrapped up, the 49ers made a move that seemed pretty straightforward at first glance. They signed Humphries, a guy with a solid NFL resume, to bolster their offensive line depth. Why? Well, the 49ers have always been a team that emphasizes controlling the line of scrimmage, and with injuries and roster churn, adding a veteran like Humphries made sense. He was seen as someone who could step in as a swing tackle, providing much-needed versatility and experience. His signing was also viewed as a way to offset the departure of Jalen Moore, who had moved on to the Kansas City Chiefs in free agency. Moore was a promising player, but the Niners clearly wanted to upgrade or at least solidify their backup options on the offensive line. But here's where things get interesting. Just a month later, some unexpected news broke. Humphries never actually signed the dotted line. That's right. Despite initial reports of a deal, it turns out that Humphries didn't finalize his contract with San Francisco after his stint with Kansas City in 2024. Instead, he ended up signing with the Los Angeles Rams. Now, for fans of the 49ers, this might seem like a small footnote, but trust me, it's more than that. It's a sign of how unpredictable NFL offseason moves can be. And it's also a story that highlights the strategic chess game being played across the NFC West. You see, Humphries, a first-round pick back in 2015, has been a consistent presence on the field, especially during his years with the Arizona Cardinals. He's known for his toughness, durability, and the ability to play multiple positions along the line. His return to the NFC West, but this time with the Rams, rather than with the Niners or even the Cardinals, adds a new layer of intrigue. According to his agency, AMDG Sports, Humphries is now officially part of the Rams roster. Why the Rams? Well, it turns out that Alaric Jackson, LA starting tackle, has been battling blood clots, which is a serious concern. So the Rams needed help on the offensive line, and Humphries fit the bill perfectly. This move, on the surface, might seem like just another offseason transaction, but for those of us who follow the 49ers closely, it's a reminder of how competitive and cutthroat this division really is. It also highlights the fact that the Rams weren't just sitting around waiting. They saw an opportunity and pounced. It's a classic example of rival teams doing rival-like things. And honestly, it's a bit of a gamble for the Rams, but one that could pay off if Jackson's health issues linger or worsen. Now, for the 49ers, it's a bit of a what-could-have-been moment. They clearly had interest in Humphries, but for some reason, the deal never materialized into an official signing. Some reports suggest that the 49ers may have decided to move in a different direction, perhaps feeling confident in their current depth or aiming to explore other options. And just like that, Humphries, who might have been a key backup for Trent Williams and Colton McKivitz, ended up signing with their division rivals. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially considering how important offensive line stability is for any team vying for a Super Bowl. Let's take a quick step back and look at the 49ers' offensive line situation heading into this season. Last year, the team was one of the best at protecting their quarterback, thanks in part to the leadership of Trent Williams, one of the best tackles in the league, and a solid supporting cast. But injuries and depth issues always threaten to derail even the most dominant units. The addition of Andre Dillard and Nicolas Petitfrere during the offseason was seen as a way to add veteran experience and youth, respectively. Dillard, in particular, has been a solid swing tackle option, and it was expected that he would step in as a primary backup to Williams and McKivitz, but losing out on Humphries leaves a bit of a void. Humphries could have been a versatile piece, capable of filling in at either tackle spot if injuries arose, or providing solid competition in camp. The fact that he ended up with the Rams, a division rival, just adds a layer of rivalry and potential tension. Whenever these two teams meet this upcoming season, fans will be watching closely. It's the kind of subplot that makes NFL games even more engaging, especially when division rivals are competing at such a high level. Now, it's worth noting that the 49ers are no strangers to making bold moves in the offseason. Their front office has been aggressive, always looking for ways to improve the roster, whether through draft picks, trades, or signings. For example, last season, they made significant moves to strengthen their secondary and running game, and they've consistently been one of the most well-rounded teams in the league. Coach Kyle Shanahan's system relies heavily on a strong offensive line, a reliable quarterback, and a dynamic running game, all of which the team has been working tirelessly to optimize. This offseason, the focus was on maintaining that balance while adding depth and experience. The signing of players like Andre Dillard and Nicolas Petitfrere was part of that strategy, but the fact that Humphries slipped away, possibly due to contractual disagreements or simply a team decision, shows how competitive and unpredictable NFL roster building can be. Sometimes, it's not just about talent, but also about timing, chemistry, and a bit of luck. For fans, this is a reminder that the NFL offseason is a roller coaster. Every move, every signing, every cut can have ripple effects that shape the season ahead. The 49ers, coming off a deep playoff run last year, are still considered one of the top contenders in the NFC. They have the talent, the coaching, and the experience to make another serious Super Bowl push. But rivalries are what keep the league exciting. And with Humphries now in LA, it's a new chapter in that NFC West saga. Fans of the 49ers will definitely be keeping a close eye on how that offensive line battle unfolds, especially when they face the Rams. Looking ahead, the 49ers have a lot to be excited about. Their quarterback situation is strong, with Brock Purdy showing flashes of being a franchise guy, coupled with Trey Lance's potential to develop into a top-tier quarterback. The defense remains one of the league's best, led by stars like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, who are always a nightmare for opposing offenses. The running game, with Christian McCaffrey in the mix, is as dangerous as ever. The team's core is intact, and their coaching staff, led by Shanahan, continues to innovate and adapt. But every season is a new challenge, and the division is getting more competitive by the year. The Seahawks, with Geno Smith and a talented young roster, are on the rise. The Cardinals are in a bit of a rebuild, but don't count out Kyler Murray when he's healthy. And now, with the Rams making strategic moves like signing Humphries, the NFC West is shaping up to be one of the most exciting divisions in the league. It's a division where every game matters, and the margins between victory and defeat are razor-thin. As we get closer to the start of training camp, the storylines will only intensify. The 49ers are always a team that thrives under pressure, and their depth will be tested. The loss of Humphries might seem minor on paper, but in the NFL, every roster decision can influence the course of a season. Fans will be watching how the team adapts, how the young players step up, and how their coaching staff schemes to keep the team at the top of the NFC. In the end, this offseason has reminded us once again that in the NFL, nothing is ever certain until the games start. The 49ers remain a formidable force, but rival teams like the Rams are not standing still. They're making moves, and that only raises the stakes for what promises to be an epic NFC West showdown. Fans of the 49ers, stay tuned because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, full of surprises, fierce rivalries, and hopefully another shot at that elusive Super Bowl trophy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this whole Humphries saga? Do you believe the Niners missed an opportunity, or do you think they had good reasons to pivot away? How do you see this affecting their upcoming season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and, of course, to the 49ers. This team has a rich history, filled with legendary moments, and every offseason adds another chapter. Will this be the year they finally get back to the Super Bowl? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the rivalry with the Rams just got even more interesting, and we're going to be right here, breaking down every twist and turn along the way. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't yet, and get ready for a season full of excitement, drama, and football at its finest. Thanks for being part of this journey, and I'll see you soon with more updates on the San Francisco 49ers.